how important is opening theory? Now, I played this game without knowing any theory at all, and we will see that I was just fine. But does this mean that you don't have to know your theory? We'll find out on the way through. Now, my opponent started with the move b3, and I was already kind of out of theory, you know. I didn't know what to do against this, so I just went g6. He played bishop to b2, I played knight to f6, allowing him to take this knight and ruin a bit my pawn structure. You know, I have doubled pawns now, but even though my structure is ruined a bit, I still have the bishop pair, and I also have the open e file, as you can see here, that I could use in the future. So here he played c4, I played bishop to g7, he played knight to c3, and I played f5, opening my bishop. Now at this point, I of course don't know any theory at all. If this is theory, if it isn't, I have no idea. I'm just playing logically. So here white played queen to c2, I played b6. You know, my question was how to develop this bishop. This pawn on f5 is really limiting this bishop if I played d6. So I decided to put it on this diagonal here with b6. Now here white played rook to c1, I played bishop to b7, and after e3 I played d6. He went for the center with d4, and now I don't know any plans in this position because I never get these types of positions. You know, I'm completely out of theory, and I just have to figure out a plan here. Now here at this point I was thinking about what to do with my knight. You know, if I want to put it on c6 or on d7, and I was thinking that, okay, if I put it on c6, I'm kind of blocking my bishop, so maybe it's better to go to d7. But then from here, all the squares are kind of taken, you know, here. So that's why I played c5 here. My idea was to attack this pawn, and after he moves it, of course, you can see the point now, knight can jump onto this really nice square e5, from where it will be a very good centralized piece. Now, it is true, of course, that our bishop now is closed, but you know, nothing is for free. So here I castled, white played knight f3. Now I played rook to e8, just playing logically. Like I said, we're gonna use this open e file to our benefit, and you will see how. Here he played bishop to e2, and I played knight to d7, trying to develop our knight. He castled, and now I saw that this bishop might be undefended here on the e file when I take this knight on c3. So that's why a very good and logical move is f4. The point, of course, being is that we get rid of our doubled pawns here if we take on e3, of course. And if he takes on e3, like I said, we can just take on c3, and after he recaptures, this bishop is, of course, undefended, and we take use of the e file. We're completely winning with a piece up here. So that's why here he played e4, but still, he's not going to lose his bishop, he's going to lose his pawn. I just took on c3 and took the pawn. So now we're a pawn up, even though it's a doubled pawn, it still counts, you know, and we're better. So now he played bishop to d3, attacking our rook, I played the rook back, and after the rook to e1, I played queen to f6, you know, covering these dark squares here, which were a bit weak. And I want to exchange queens because I'm a pawn up and I want to get into an endgame here. Oh, also worth mentioning is that all these pawns are on the light squares, which favors us because we both have light squared bishops. So this bishop could attack these pawns in the future, while this bishop can't attack our pawns because they are on the wrong color. Okay, so white here took our rook, we recaptured, and he took our queen. He played rook to e1, we happily exchanged this, and we played bishop to c8. Of course, the bishop wasn't doing anything here, so we have to put it somewhere else. Now, after f3, we can see that our knight here is not doing anything, can't go anywhere, so we have to reroute it. We want to put it on e5, of course. This is a really nice square for the knight, so I played knight to d7, just trying to go there. He played bishop to c2, I played knight to e5, and after knight to d3, I happily went into this endgame here because, as you can see, our king has a really clear, really nice way to go into the white's position through the dark squares here. As you can see, this would be really beautiful. This is a really good plan. So I just played king to g7, going forward. He played h3, which is a waste of time. Of course, he should have gone forward with his king, but that's good news for us, you know. I happily went to f6, he played king to f2, I played king to e5, and after king to e2, I played king to d4, of course. He moved to d2 with the king, and now it seems like we can't go closer, you know, to these pawns because he just blocked us. But guys, very important moment in the game here. If you want to pause the video, please do it now. What did I play in this position? Okay, so I calculated the variations for a bit and I played bishop to f5. It seems like it's bad, you know, because if he takes, we get tripled pawns here, which are usually very bad. But we can see that in this case, our king is very active, his king is very passive. And before playing bishop to f5, I saw that if this happens, we just have to make the opponent's king move. You know, if the opponent's king moves, we can go into his position and take all the pawns. If it moves here, we can go to this side and take all the pawns and just win. So the thing I had to calculate basically is if we have enough reserve tempi with the pawns to make the white's king move first, you know, and we of course have. As you can see, he can't move many of his pawns. We have a lot of reserve tempi. So here he played h4, I just played h5. He played a3, I played a5, just stopping his pawns. And after he plays a4, the last reserve tempi he got, of course, I left one of my own here and I played f6, forcing the opponent's king to move, and he just resigned the game here. So as you saw, we played this whole game without knowing any opening theory at all. The position wasn't very complicated, so we just found the logical plans to continue the game. So should you actually learn opening theory or not? Well, the answer is absolutely yes, because if you play this kind of a game without knowing opening theory in a tournament game, well, you're gonna lose a lot of time, of course. Trust me, I've lost so much time not knowing opening theory. You can use all that time in later stages of the game when you actually need that time, you know. I used to think in the opening phase for like an hour, you know, just trying to figure out the best continuation because I just didn't know opening theory, and that's really bad. So guys, even though you will get games like this, like we saw today, still learn opening theory, because otherwise you can screw your game up pretty quickly. So guys, if you like these kinds of videos, please watch more of them. And yeah, that's all for today. I'll see you guys in the next video.